There are seasons in life when the people you counted on begin to disappear. Not slowly, not gently, but all at once, like a tide pulling back from the shore. And it hurts in a way that is difficult to explain, because you did not expect it, because you needed them, because the silence they left behind feels louder than anything they ever said. But what if their leaving was never abandonment? What if the hand you cannot see is clearing the ground beneath your feet, making room for something you are not yet able to imagine? God is moving, even in the disappearing, especially in the disappearing. And yet, before we speak of purpose, we must sit with the pain, because it is real. The friend who stopped calling, the person you believed in who walked away without warning, the relationship you poured yourself into that quietly went cold. These are not small losses. They leave marks. They raise questions that do not come with easy answers. Why now? Why them? Why, when I needed them most, did God allow this? It is okay to grieve what was lost. It is okay to say, "This hurts more than I expected." God does not ask you to pretend the wound is not there. He sees every empty seat, every unanswered message, every moment you reached out and found only silence. He knows, and He is not unmoved. But here is what you must understand. Not every person was meant to go where you are going. Some relationships were only ever meant for a season, and when that season ends, God does not always send a warning. He simply begins to create distance, not as punishment, not as abandonment, but as protection, because He can see what you cannot yet see. He knows what that person would cost you in the place He is preparing. He knows what would be compromised, what would be delayed, what would be quietly undone if they remained. So in His mercy, and in His mercy, even when it does not feel like it, He removes them before the blessing arrives. He clears the path before He calls you to walk it. This is not a new story. God has been doing this since the very beginning. Look at Joseph, a young man with a God-given dream, and one by one, the people closest to him were removed. His brothers turned against him. He was sold. He was forgotten in a prison cell. Every human connection seemed to fall away. And yet, it was in that stripping down, that long, painful isolation, that God was quietly building something no one around Joseph could have protected. The dream was too large for the company he was keeping, so God separated him, not to destroy him, but to position him. And when the appointed moment came, no pit could hold him, no prison could contain him. Because what God prepares in secret, He reveals in power. So how do you know when God is doing this work in you? There are signs. The silence that surrounds you now. That is not emptiness. That is consecration. The isolation that feels like rejection. That is not punishment. That is preparation. The pruning you are walking through, the stripping away of what once felt certain. God does not prune what He has given up on. He prunes what He intends to bear fruit. He is quieting your environment so He can speak to you in ways the noise never allowed. He is narrowing your circle so He can deepen your roots. This season of less, fewer voices, fewer distractions, fewer places to lean, is not God forgetting you. It is God fashioning you. And what is being fashioned in secret is always greater than what was lost in plain sight. So what do you do with all of this? You surrender it. You lay down the questions that have no answers yet. You release the bitterness before it takes root in you and poisons what God is growing. Because bitterness will cost you more than the people who left ever did. Let them go. Truly let them go. And then you turn your eyes forward. You watch. You wait with expectation, not dread. Because God does not clear a path and then abandon you on it. He removes what he removes because something is coming, something worth the wait, something worth the loss. Trust the hand that is moving. Trust the love behind the pruning. Your next season is not empty, it is full, and God is already there, waiting for you to arrive. So to you who are watching this now, you who have felt the ache of empty chairs and silent phones and seasons that have cost you more than you expected, hear this. What God is building for you is worth every loss. Every goodbye that confused you, every door that closed before you were ready. He has not forgotten you. He has been preparing you, and what he is bringing into your life next will make sense of everything that was taken away. Your next season is not an accident. It is an appointment. Walk into it with faith. If this message stirred something in you, subscribe to Faith and Hope channel. We are here every time you need to be reminded that God is still working.